Hey everyone, my name's Hannah.
And I'm Abby.
And we are
Your
the
Homegirl
Hustlers. We are here to be your guides on how to adjust your mindset, lifestyle, and habits to become the best version of yourself and pursue your passion without limits.
Yes, all right. So first we want to tell you a little bit about ourselves. Hannah and I, we met in the 3rd grade, way back in the day.
Best friends forever.
BFS. And we ended up parting ways in high school. Hannah's family moved to Texas. I was in Chicago for a little, but then we went to college. In college, in itself, we had dreams. We wanted to start a marketing agency our freshman year, and then we are like, nah, girl, let's start our own dreams, aspirations,
Yes.
whatever we got to do, our own journeys. But we came back together after college. Tell them a little bit about what you did for college.
Yes. So before we get to how we reconnected, we're going to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves as well. So for me, I started working when I was 15. I had to get a worker's permit, and I've never not had a job since then. And so that is a big passion of mine, to never stop working, but to never stop growing in the work that I do. I went to A&M and I got a bachelor's degree in communication with a minor in business. And then I went back the next year and got a master's in business while also working and freelancing marketing. So big Aggie. Whoop. If you're an Aggie, you know that reference. But a big part of that, college experience was also, like I mentioned, freelancing and working. And I also got married to my high school sweetheart, Andrew. So that's a big part of my life as well.
Shout out to Andrew.
We love Andrew. So throughout college, freelanced, I was able to do marketing work with the healthcare industry, with an orthopedic group. I helped with website design, events. I helped with graphic design, everything like that. And then I was also freelancing with the university with their brand team for Texas A&M. And I was able to consult with their brand on their strategy and work throughout college when it came to content creation. And like I said, more on that consultation and strategy as well. There's, of course, way more, but we're going to keep it short. So that's a little bit about me before I met Abby. And Abby, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about you before we met back after college.
All right. Ooh, before college. So I guess my identity stands in a lot of family history. So my family, I am first generation American. Growing up, I didn't work a lot. I always was pushed to just do what I wanted because nothing was normal to me. Like, everything was different. My family was different. America, I was one of the first ones trailblazing. And so that's a lot about, like, before college. When I went to college, I went for international marketing. And so I studied Spanish while also studying marketing. I started my own marketing department at the local Noodles and Company and started doing freelance after that because it was fun, it was easy, it was good networking, and I enjoyed it. But after college, I ended up working for a Fortune 200 company. So I worked in sales/marketing, managing sales in a territory. That is a lot of business-to-business experience. So that also helped me learn about brands and how businesses run, how businesses work. I also have a little bit of entrepreneur in me. I had an internship with my family's businesses. We definitely have entrepreneurial spirits in us, and we pursue a lot of different passions just as a whole. So
Love it. And that's a big part of our journey too. Your entrepreneurial spirit and my entrepreneurial spirit, learning and growing through that throughout our lives and throughout our freelancing work throughout college. And Abby and I actually talked freshman year of college about starting a marketing agency because we were freelancing, we were doing a bunch of work on our own. It was more of a dream than a plan at that time. So we kind of were like, oh, this is a dream, you want to make it happen. And we ended up not doing that, kind of going our separate ways. But then after college is when we hooked up again.
About a year later.
Yes.
I got a phone call from Hannah, and she's like, hey, remember that marketing agency we talked about? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I kind of want to start it. And there was a high demand for it, right? So we were in a pandemic. We had COVID happening, and we saw small businesses crashing and burning and people struggling to get on that digital platform, right? So
because no one was going in person anymore. And Abby loves to say this, your website is now your new office space. That's where your clients are having to meet you, especially during the pandemic. when no one is going out, you have no choice but to reach your audience online.
And so with that, we started doing different things that we were already doing freelance. So graphic design, web design, social media
Wait, you're missing a big
management.
part.
What did I miss?
You're missing a big part. Why we founded the company is our vision statement is to bring visions to life.
Yes.
And when I talked to Abby and I said, hey, I want to start this marketing agency up, and we made a plan, we in 2 months decided, hey, we are going to start a marketing agency, Boost Your Brand, digital marketing agency, built on a passion to bring visions to life.
Yes.
And we, in 2 months, got an LLC, an accountant. We did a virtual launch party with over 1,500 or 1,500 plus people on the digital launch party during COVID, with like 2 months to plan it, with just our
2 months
resources.
to plan the whole business.
Yeah, 2 months to plan the whole
weeks
business.
to plan the virtual launch party.
We had giveaways. We made it super fun. It was a really great time, and we were able to do all of that in 2 months. We did photo shoots to launch, and then we also were working with different brands and doing consultations with different brands during that time as well. But everything is based on our passion to bring visions to life. Whether you have a company or it's your personal brand, how can we take your vision for whatever that is and actually do the work and make it effective to bring it to life and add business value?
Yes, I'm so glad you added that, because yes, that's a big part of who we are.
And then we do the services, like you mentioned.
Yes, and so that leads to us doing the services that I was mentioning. So we started doing different things that we already did, things that we enjoyed doing: graphic design, web design, social media management, event planning, event coordination, brand ambassadorships, just all types of branding, building people from the ground up, even logos, like anything you could think of. We were like, we are going to figure out how to make our visions come to life.
Yes, and we also work in very diverse industries throughout Boost Your Brand, which gives us a lot of expertise when it comes to working in different industries, when it comes to literally, like I said, the healthcare industry, all the way to the entertainment industry, to the technology industry, so many different industries, because everything Abby and I do with Boost Your Brand and our team does with Boost Your Brand, love our team, you guys are amazing, is built on a passion to bring visions to life, and it's built on research as well. So
there we go. That's
everything.
The key word. So like when it comes to how we don't have a niche, I think that our niche is the research. Like everything is research based. We're never going to tell you, hey, you need blank because you're missing blank. No, it's like, what is going on in your industry? How are we going to turn you into the next blank? Like, what is your vision? How are we going to bring that to life?
And we've been really able to add so much business value to all of our clients. And so that gives us the expertise when it comes to us being 23, having the confidence, guys, to launch your own company and actually go after your passion is no easy feat. And we noticed when it comes to Homegirl Hustlers and why we're starting the podcast, we noticed there's a lot of other women who want that, but they don't know how to get it. They have a passion and they don't know how to go after it. Or they think they need to wait 5 to 10 years to get that experience and then go for it. But guess what? 5 to 10 years flies. And you could have a family, you could be comfortable in your corporate America job, and then your passion and that fire that you had and your dreams are all down the toilet, and there it goes. Like it's just, I get emotional talking about it because I've seen it happen to so many people, and I hear women too. It's like, well, I can't do it yet. It's not the right time. Well, it's never going to be the right time, and that's why we're here, to be able to be your guides and give you a network, give you mentors, give you advice, give you tips on how to actually pursue those passions without limits, become the best version of yourself, and go after the dreams to make it a reality.
And one thing we really want to touch on, mindset. So we realized, yes, there's all the resources that we're given, right? We're blessed. We have good networks that we've built. We have good support systems. But how do we bring it all together and actually do something about it? And there was a lot of internal battles as well. We had to really adjust our mindsets.
In our early 20s.
We're 20 years old. Like, we want to go out, party, have fun, live our best lives. But guess what? We also want to build our best lives. And when it comes to building it, I think we really, really, really had to hone in on what we are at our core and making sure everything tied into that. So
And one thing that we noticed that we were missing too is that network. So we are reaching out to you guys to create a community. This Homegirl Hustler podcast is not just a podcast, it's a movement. It's a movement so that we can all come together and network, give each other advice, give each other tips. We're gonna bring on guests on this podcast, but we're gonna create a whole community and a network for you guys to be able to learn how to take that passion and make it a reality like we keep repeating. But it's basically going to be a whole movement that we can all come together and be able to do that with support from each other and encouragement from each other. Because entrepreneurship and going after your dreams can be a lonely, lonely world when you don't have someone else who's struggling, pulling all-nighters back to back to back with you.
Making everything that needs to get done, it just gotta get done. And so we realized that there's a common theme around every single hustle. You have to be dedicated to that. Your mental health, like where you are mentally, needs to be tied to that. Where you are going in all aspects of life, the circle that you have around you, your product of your environment, they have to be tied to your core.
They are. And like we said, we've been able to do this company now for a little over half a year, and we've been growing. We've added team members, we've added clients, we've been able to add business value to those clients, and we want to show you guys what it's like to start from the ground up and make it happen. So we're really excited to be able to share with you guys advice and tips on how to change that lifestyle, mindset, habits to reflect the life that you want. So we're excited to take you guys on this journey with us. Abby and I, like we said, we've been friends since third grade, so you're also going to hear a lot of our stories. Like in third grade, we planned a funeral for a banana. Abby can touch on that if you want.
Well,
event planning started young.
Yes, it's
funeral for a banana.
We realized since third grade we can organize a large group of people to just make something happen. We had a funeral for banana. I'm sorry if the people that were part of it are listening. We
all got in trouble for that.
But moral of the story, we are able to bring. I was like, that banana is Hannah Banana's cousin. We need to have a funeral for that banana after snack time. Next day, recess. Yes. We had a pastor. We had a
9
crowd.
years old.
We were good. Like, we were solid. It was great. I was sitting in the back like, this is a success. This is great.
And then we all
Hannah
got in
was
trouble.
crying in the front row.
Yes, my cousin, the banana, had passed away.
But yeah, we had some fun stories. A lot of things that really we didn't realize made us who we were until we got to our early 20s. And we're like, wait, we can do that again. Just like, maybe not a funeral, maybe like a party.
And that's part of the reason we named the podcast Homegirl Hustlers, because we've been homegirls, like best friends, like we said, since third grade. And we've been hustling to reach our dreams since honestly then too, in all different
It's so important to, like, as a woman especially, to just like collaborate, put your knowledge together. Like, we have so much value that sometimes we don't collaborate enough because we might not see the importance of it, or we might be afraid, embarrassed, or not ready to put ourselves out there. But that homegirl part is like, we couldn't do it without each other. We always tell people, like, how is it working with your friend? How is it working with your best friend? Do you guys like hate each other yet? And I'm like, we're such opposites. We complement each other so well. Like, when Hannah's breaking down, I'm like, what's going on with you? Like, are you okay? But when I'm breaking down, she's like, bro, are you okay? Like, what's the big deal? And the way that we as women can compliment each other is just like unbelievable if we actually join forces.
It's not a competition. It's how can we collaborate? How can we mutually add value? How can you help the woman next to you grow to become her best version of yourself? How can you mentor her? How can you help her? Because when you're helping her, that's also, like, we see it as, competition, but no, that's also helping you because you're establishing your network, and bigger picture, like, you're helping someone become the best version of themselves, which is so fulfilling to be part of. So that's why we're launching this podcast. We're so excited. And you're also going to learn that Abby and I literally can never say goodbye, ever. So these podcast episodes, we're going to try to keep them to a shorter, like a short-ish length or a medium length, but it's going to be hard because we literally can never say goodbye.
Yeah, we have problems saying bye. But on that note, I think it's time to say bye. Thank you for listening to our introduction on Homegirl Hustle and what it is. We're excited to take you guys on this journey. Make sure that you follow us on, first subscribe to the podcast. Like, if you haven't yet, what are you doing? But also, if you want to DM us, like, we want to build a community, right? Mm-hmm. DMing us is definitely something that we will reply to. The Homegirl Hustlers. That's what our Instagram is.
The Homegirl Hustlers.
The Homegirl Hustlers. And then also we have our personal Instagrams as well, but just reach out if you ever want to, if you have any questions.
And we also have a Facebook group where we're going to be obviously launching this podcast that you guys are listening to now. But that's also a group for you to network, ask questions, get advice, maybe gain a mentor. And really, even if you're in college and you're a freshman in college and you need advice because you're scared like everyone else is, that's a place for you too. So it's a place for all of us to connect, network, gain advice, and pursue our passions without limits. So like she said, we can't, like we talked about, we can't say goodbye, but
Yes.
we will see you guys next week, and we're excited to be a part of your journey. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes, see you next Wednesday.
It's a wrap.